house over here. It has a dog house for dog meat. My bed's a little dirty. I should probably clean that. This okay, it only has one armor in it. It used to have two. This is my closet for power armor. I got my TV, couch, a fire going on the side. This is an extra bed over here. Loading screen has a ton of spoilers. I did discover that it does have spoilers. Kittens. That's something, you know, a plus to have. Some storage. So this is basically the bottom level. This is where, like, I call my house. So you go out here. To the right, I have a bunch of crops, basically. This is where, like, all the food is. I think there's some watermelons over here. But through this area, this is all crops. This leads to just the outside. There's nothing built outside other than like this dirt. Outside the walls, there's nothing except for a water facility. I'll go over there in a second. So basically, here's all the plants. Have a turret for defense. Need the defense up. What's mine even at? I'm at 75 defense, which is great. My happiness is going down, but it's probably because I haven't played this in a while. Have more defense. Just the wall, generator, big pylon, some more turrets all the way around. I have a mortar. This whole place, all around the perimeter, is lit up for my place. Upstairs, I put one of these pre-made houses and a little stand up here, like a lookout stand, so you can see above, a little bit above.
Anything I can do?
Piper's enjoying the view. You can see on this side, there's the little water facility in the lake over there. In here is a big generator, and also have a terminal, which I could go through that if you guys want to see what like you could do with the terminal, because I basically have everything set up that you can do for the terminal. So I might revisit that when going through like the electronics part. So go down this roof, like you could get on it, but there's like nothing. The next main house is this house right next to it. This is the house that I dedicated to like all the people who live around my settlement. It's very bright, very lit up. Has a bunch of these workbenches, seats everywhere. This is like a lobby area. Close the door. So nice little lobby area. In here, they've got a nice pool table, bunch of beds everywhere. We've got this stove here. Beds. She just never sits in her chair, but she complains about it. Keeps her sleeping. More beds. So this is just a mass like place where a lot of people like basically sleep. All throughout these other houses, there's really nothing made in them. They're just still empty. I just lit up the outsides, so that's why they look like they're all lit up. Is the outside perimeters all lit up? For some reason, this is not as bright as it should be. This should be a little bit brighter. I might need to fix that later, but I have a little bit of a shop going on right here. There's nothing too much back behind it. There's a chair. If they decide they want to sit a turret for defense. Dog beats here. More houses, just like little tiny wells here and there. Power line all the way around with walls. It's all walled up. So you have to go through the door there and the door on the other side over there. So it goes all the way around, all the way around. I have a makeshift power play symbol. It does blink. So that's something electronic I set up. It's very hard and it's very resource intensive to make these. So I just left it the basic orange and kind of a purple. That's the most like purpley color I could get. Like screen for like symbol. You go through more big generators. This is where all like my generators are. There's a lot of generators. Random bathtub next to them just in case you wanted to take a bath. and the pollution that these are letting off, but you know, it's Fallout. Who cares about pollution? Another mortar, and it just loops back around. Still lit up, like the whole place is on a giant grid. Out here, I'm gonna take you guys to the to where all the like the water comes from, all my water supplies for the settlement. And this is the only building outside of the actual perimeter that I put up. There's no like formal walkway. You have to get your feet a little bit wet, but you go in, and it's just a big like water siphon. I can't remember what this is called. Water purifier, I guess. And just a simple generator and a simple light that's bugged right now because it's not on, but it's shining light. So there's that. As far as like doing a legitimate building things on the spot, I probably can't do, but I can show by using the things that I've already built to actually display things like all the like electronic side of things. Bunch of guys just like stand here for whatever reason. Don't ask me. But so basically, you go into you hold select and you come to this menu. Special is something that you get maybe later on in the game. So this is something I did from doing missions. You guys don't have that. Structures, you have all these different structures. I did a lot of wood and a lot of metal structures, of course. Fences were useful. They're all useful. You go through and you just basically place them down. You have your floors, you have walls, and they for the most part, they snap to each other. So it's very easy to actually build in that regards. There's things that are like actually already made up for you, prefabs. So structures that are already made. But other than that building up there, everything's like basically a wall or something that I put together. As far as that goes, furniture is explanatory. You just place it down. Decorations, you have. I don't have very many decorations. I'll come back to power. Defense. Traps are hard to set. I haven't been able to successfully set a trap. Or like I haven't tried to, because it's like a lot of resources and I don't get attacked much here. I've been attacked like 3 times by some bandits. It's not like they're even that hard. 12 people here, 13 including me. I don't know if it does count dog meat as a person. You get all these turrets, that gives you defense. Resources are great. You get your waters. I don't have enough to actually show it on screen, but place these down and get water resources. Food resources, you basically just find things around the wasteland, plant the food, and then your food goes up. But you do have to like assign somebody to it in order for it to actually work. Miscellaneous, I haven't found any use for this yet. Like, I don't know what it does. I have 2 of these, and I keep assigning someone to it, and they just don't. They don't do it. But now I'm gonna get to the hold on. Stores is explanatory. You have all these different stores. You assign people to the store, and you could go to them, and you could like shop there. It's like an actual place you can go to shop. Crafting benches, all the things you could find around the world, and just go up to and pretty much get your basic crafting things in. Now the power side of things, what happens is, can I even build one? No. So something that you need a lot when it comes to building power related things is you need a lot of copper. If I go into like the generators, copper is the thing. Ceramics find it like easy to find here and there. Copper's the resource that you need the most of a lot of building, and it's something that like you don't really find. It's kind of rare to find. With that being said, lights are explanatory. I found that the light bulbs are the brightest. They give off the I guess the brightest amount of light. I haven't gone through all of them, but this one sucks, and this one's not too bright. I think this one might be a little bright, but I know the basic light bulb to be pretty bright. Lines. What you do to get lines is you go up to, say, any device, like say this this generator, And you see at the bottom right, it says Y to attach wire. You press Y. Now this also takes copper. This is something that takes that as a resource. And so you have this line, and everything that's basically lit up, like bright with the outline, I can attach it to. So this little beacon right here, these other generators to just connect them. The bigger, I'm calling them beacons, but that's not what they're called. These lights over here to get these powered. This is a defensive turret over here to basically attach them. So you go up, press Y, and then you go to another item, and then you press Y again. It's already like attached, so I don't need to really do it. But pressing Y again will get that wire attached to a device. You will need generators. Depending how much power you want your place to have, you might need a lot of generators, which I have a bunch of them here. This is producing 40 power. I have like 1 or 2 generators I think over there, or there's generators over there, and there's generators up in the building. They're everywhere around my base. You need a lot of generators to power a lot of things. So the most basic thing that you'll try to do is probably set up just basic lighting system. What you need to do with that is you could have just a basic little tiny small generator here. It doesn't take too much except for the rare to find copper. And you put the generator down and you get one of these pylons. You attach it to the pylon. Now what the pylon does is it basically wirelessly I guess broadcasts that power off, so it's you don't have to hook up a wire to this light bulb. You just have to have a generator connected via a wire to one of these pylons nearby a light, and the light should turn on. Now it's not very like large of a radius, so you'll find a lot of these pylons everywhere around my place. So you're gonna need a lot of them. They're not too expensive to make. So there's that. All these generators, if you connect them, the power basically accumulates, so you don't need to like, as long as they're in the same grid attached by like one wire, so a generator attached by this wire extending all the way over there is connected to the same generator that's over here. They produce the same amount of power in the area. So with that, there are some more advanced things like these lights right here. And you can find different pylons. Like this is a special pylon, an interval switch. Basically, I could go into that terminal that I showed you guys up at top, on the top of my roof, and you can set to how many clicks or like seconds in between you want it to like turn on and off, basically. So you see the green, it goes 1, 2, 3, off. 1. So it counts 3 and then goes off. So that's how that goes, and I do that by this whole system is connected to the terminal up in my house over there. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. And from there you could actually like do different things. You can change the colors of these as well. So there's many different colors that you can change those. Which they're not very useful. It's just like a design. I guess like they don't really do much. They don't produce much light. This is a light, but it's not like actually on right now. It's like daytime, but that is like a spotlight. It's a type of turret. From there, basically you get this whole system of generators and wires connected to pylons. The pylons will spread the energy to different devices like a light bulb that doesn't require a wire connected to it, and then if you need to, you could just basically connect a wire to something that does need that like wire connected to it for it to work. I don't know if this is like the most efficient way to do this, but it worked really well for me. It's not too bad. So lines all the way around the border. These ones are power pylons. These large ones, they have a little bit longer range, basically. Now I'm going to go upstairs and show you guys a little bit more up there. So another large pylon, and this right here is, well, not the spike pole, but the recruitment radio beacon is something you really want for your settlement if you want it to actually grow. And then in order to it's, how much is it? It does take at least like six copper. I mean, it's not too bad, but you build this, and you build that, and it basically sends a radio signal out to different settlers, theoretically, like exploring the environment, and they'll hear that signal and come to your settlement, and you get more people. The better you are, your happiness. Mine's going down right now because I haven't been here for a while. How much like food, water, beds is something that directly relates to it. And you connect that via the wire system, pressing Y. This is connected to this pylon, which is connected to this generator right here, and this generator connected to this wire, connected to everything else, adds it to the whole system, whole power system. But the terminal, basically, I need to get out of this mode real quick. You have to hold it, kind of. Well, I guess not hold it. You get in, you have to hold it, but to get out, you don't. You use the terminal. You get this. You just hook it up by a wire, place it anywhere and around the system, and it, depending what's connected to, like all your wires are in your area, determines what you could do with this terminal. Turret control. So basically, you could deactivate. You could, about your defense system. It doesn't really tell you much. System diagnosis. It tells you pretty generic information. You could deactivate your turrets, which, like, why would you deactivate your turrets? But it's there if you really want to deactivate them. Spotlight control. This is the spotlight, like I was showing you, on top of the one building with where all my settlers pretty much live. And you could have it target you could have it target hostiles. It kind of depends. With that interval switch control, this is basically the switch I was showing you with the beacon. Set on time would be the 3-second green light, and then set off time would be the 1-second red light. So it gives you all these seconds here, and it's set to 3, and then the other one is set to 1. Shows the same exact thing. Light box control. Basically, you can set color. You can set it to actually randomize the colors. So I think that's pretty much most of it when it comes to the electronic system, or the how you power things in Fallout 4. But